All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory and honors unto Yahweh by Shemel Shai, by Shem Kakodash, the understate apostles, elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. This will be another edition of GMS News and Prophecy. I just have a few articles over the last few days dealing with basically how the world is changing, especially pursuing to Esau's New World Order, and how they're gearing up for a global reset, especially when it comes to citizen status, or what they call the new normal. Okay, so what I have here, this is an article from biometricupdate.com, which of course this biometric technology, it all ties into the mark of the beast. And I did a video dealing with this topic before. It says Nigeria sets 5-year biometric enrollment target for whole population to national ID system. It says Ghana plans universal health coverage through biometric ID card by 2030. This is from September 21st, 2020, the year of prophecy. And as you can see, this is something that even amongst the Israelites in West Africa, which a lot of our people are still in that region. They didn't take every single Israelite into captivity from West Africa. All right. So now they're pushing that biometric system over there. If you've been keeping up with this rapper producer Akon, you know that he has a city being built over there that's going to implement the same technology. And it's all of this is due to China's involvement in Africa and Esau as well, pushing that technology down there. Okay. So let me read this here. It says ahead of ID for Africa's online country profile, right? ID for Africa. All right. So that's something to look into. It says event on Wednesday, September 23rd. We have dedicated this edition of our overview of digital identity and biometrics news in Africa almost exclusively to Nigeria. The private and financial sectors have been making progress with digital ID technology, and the World Bank and others are financing the acceleration of the biometric national identity scheme, and it's definitely a scheme, a wicked scheme, for Esau to get the world chip. But you Israelites, y'all don't believe it. You got these scoffers, every now and then they'll come on my videos and they'll talk their crap like this is some BS that I'm pushing out here. Now, this is in the news, man. Okay? It says, which should allow further progress, but for now is holding things up. Data protection policy development remains on the sidelines. So this is something that they're still developing. Okay, so they want to basically get a national ID for Nigeria. It says Ghana as well, and believe that that's going to be all throughout Africa. Okay, and the main point that I mentioned this is because they want everyone to get involved. Okay, everyone to get involved, which we also know that there's also a vaccine, a major push to get a universal, a multi-population involved vaccine effort that these countries are pushing. All right, that's lucky for the lack of better terms. And this is just, for biometrics, which is going to be tied to the mark of the beast. All right, the microchip implant. Okay. Matter of fact, let me click on this ID for Africa. Let me do something. Right, it says ID for Africa live cast country progress report spotlight on Nigeria. It says this debut live cast brings together distinguished representatives of the major identity stakeholders in Nigeria to discuss the progress the country has made towards identity for all, as well as their vision and strategy for completing this journey. They will talk about the supply and demand side for identity and how they work together in their country. right? So all this is about identity. Now we can bet that this would spread to all of Africa, which Africa is a continent. It's not like it's one big country, right? As we would like to think, right? These are all separate countries that are all doing these different developments. But this is what they want. Let's see, it says, in this live cast, a distinguished panel of decision makers on identity issues in Nigeria will discuss their country's journey towards identity for all. Right, ID 2020, which yes, Bill Gates is behind the push for the microchip implant, and ID 2020, regardless of what these news reporters and what he says. The proof is in the pudding. It says, and how identity plays a transformative role in their digital economy, which ties into the prophecy because economy ties to what? Money. Okay. Buying and selling. It says they will discuss the supply and demand side of identity and the different ways they work together. The lessons learned in this premiere live cast will inform your thinking, help shape your efforts, and unveil a world of opportunities that emerges when we think of identity in the context of an ecosystem. All right. So yeah, they're pushing, for more biometrics, facial scans, fingerprints, and eventually implants all around the world. Now let's see to the next article here. Right? Like I said, because there's a worldwide effort to get everyone involved in this new emerging world order, all right, wicked world order that Esau is trying to establish, and it's through digital identity. So this is from Vox.com. It says 156 countries are teaming up for a COVID-19 vaccine, but not the U.S. or China. Vaccine nationalism is real, but so is vaccine multilateralism. This is from September 22nd, 2020, the year of prophecy, because major prophecies happening. And all this is within the last 2 or 3 days? Okay. So over 156 countries. Now it says here, when SARS-CoV-2 started spreading, the countries of the world had no pandemic vaccine plans in place, but a lot can happen in 6 months, right? Hey, well, look at what happened with the whole this thing spreading from what March to August, September, right? That's about 6 months. So a lot can change, man. It says today there are 40 vaccine candidates for the coronavirus being studied in humans, including 9 in the final phase of testing. There's also the world's first attempt at a global effort to ensure that when we have a working vaccine or vaccines, all countries have access no matter their GDP. So this is Esau establishing this global world order, man. Okay? The initiative is called COVAX, and it aims to support the development and equitable distribution of 2 billion doses of COVID-19 vaccines before the end of 2021. Right, 2 billion. Okay, we're near almost 8 billion people, somewhere around there in the world. So that's a heavy number. It says it's the biggest multilateral effort since the Paris Climate Agreement, according to Seth Berkley, the CEO of Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, one of the partners behind COVAX, along with the World Health Organization and the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations. Right, it says as of Monday, 156 high, low, and middle income countries, representing 64% of the global population, signed up to COVAX. The World Health Organization said in an announcement, that's a remarkable feat of collaboration, particularly at a time when globalism and multinationalism are under threat. So this is what it's about. It's about getting the whole world involved, man. Okay? Whether it's biometrics, with these different countries establishing, different developments with these different banks and these companies like MasterCard, Visa, which is going to be tied to the identity, which is going to be tied to these vaccines and these tracking apps, and this is Esau. Matter of fact, I got a scripture now, right? Habakkuk, the second chapter. Habakkuk 2. All right? So this is Habakkuk chapter 2. All right? And I'll start at 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. This is talking about the prophets. When we here at Great Millstone, we are the prophets of the Lord. Yahweh Shemel Shai. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. This is why we can go into the scriptures and you can see these words in the book. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. And we're at that appointed time where this vision, this prophecy is now speaking. It says, and not lie, right? And not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. That's Esau, right? He's lifted up now. He's in the power seat. He's ruling. But the just shall live by his faith. And what do we have faith in? That these prophecies, this vision will surely come. All right? So the more that we look into these things, the more we're able to see that the words of Yahweh Shemel Shai are coming to pass now. All right? And it's out there now. The information is there. Verse 5. And this is the point, yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire is hell. So that's Esau. That's Esau enlarging his kingdom. He goes to these different places, these different countries, and he establishes his military, his company, his corporations do these deals, so they establish their businesses there. Right, and everybody is basically following after his ways. It says, and is as death, because that's what he brings, death. Whether it's through the food, the water supply, whether it's through the education system that he sets up, the political policies and different things that he brings to the people. Stress, all that kills you. It says, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing him gathering all nations and heaping to himself all people through this effort, this COVAX effort to get these different countries to have their populations vaccinated. And through, for example, countries like Nigeria and Africa getting this biometric system set up, among other things. So this is all his plan. Okay? Now I have one more, right? And this also goes into the this C19 COVID-19 tracking. It says this is from TheVerge.com. It says the Google Maps add an overlay of COVID-19 case trends. Okay, so this is from September 23rd, 2020. It says Google Maps will soon include information on COVID-19 spread in states, counties, and some cities. Toggling on the COVID layer in the app will show the 7-day average number of confirmed cases in each area per 100,000 people. Areas of the map will be color-coded based on case rate, and the label shows if cases are going up or down. The feature will roll out on Android and iOS this week. Now, if you remember when they did these updates and they put out that HR 6666 bill, which is 06060606, the House Resolution bill about tracking and these COVID apps with Apple and Google, these contact tracing apps, now with these different updates that they've done within the last 3 or 4 months, these different developers are able to create these things so they can track. Okay? And that's all a part with identifying. All right? Identifying who is who, who's going where, who's came into contact with who. It's just the layer is designed to help people make more informed decisions about where to go and what to do. This is a part of control. But they're doing it subliminally. They're thinking, oh, well, if you see this this area is is at a high risk for cases, I'm not going to go here. I'm going to stay home, or I'm going to go somewhere else. Because you don't make your decisions in Esau's new world, man. They're making the decisions for you, or they influence you to make the decisions that they want you to make. Okay? All right? Which in sense is taking away your God-given rights of being an Israelite on this earth. Because this is talking to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Those of you that are in the know, or that are trying to know, what's going on. The hell with the rest of you people, okay? It's all about you being under control, which is wicked, because we as Israelites, we're the Lord's people. We're not supposed to be under control by no one other than Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, okay? So it says, public health experts and Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommend that people keep track of the amount of COVID-19 spread in their area to figure out the risk of certain activities. Transmission rates in local communities is important for parents to consider, once again, targeting kids and their parents when deciding if they should send their kids to school, and for families to monitor in advance of any holiday plans. So that's what this is all about, okay? Keeping you on a leash that is invisible, so to speak, okay? And this is definitely an effort that not just the U.S. is going to employ, but they've employed over there, I believe, overseas in them South Asian countries, I believe, the Philippines. I've done so many videos on this topic, but basically they've already been developing these apps to where people can track. I believe it's over there in the Philippines, and in Asia, they can track their citizens through apps or wearables, okay? So they can do what? ID you. It's all a part of the global effort to push Esau's agenda, man. So let's see. Like I said, that's Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, right? And that was mainly the point. I read this again, Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine. Wine is the philosophies. Wine is this influence, that all these countries are taking from the cue of the so-called white man Esau to take part in this global effort to so-called stop this spread. Whether it be the contact tracing, whether it be the biometric IDs, whether it be the different digital currencies, and the global effort to ID everyone who's who and where they've gone. That's his wine. That's his influence. Because when you give someone a drink, your influence, they're under the influence of that wine, and that's what Esau's pushing his agenda. It says, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So that's what this is about. That's his new world order, gathering everyone together, his one world order, But with that, I hope this was edifying. I'm going to say shalom.